Hi, this is Rick Long with Rick Long's Egypt and Wonder. And today I am wondering what happens when a civilization believes that its power will last forever. I met a traveler from an antique land who said, "Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert." Those words open Ozymandias, Percy Bysshe Shelley's famous meditation on power, time, and collapse. But Shelley wasn't imagining a myth. He was responding to a very real object, a real man, and a real moment in history. The shattered colossus of Ramses II, and the man who dragged its head out of the sand, Giovanni Belzoni. In the early 19th century, Europe was gripped by Egyptomania. Napoleon's campaigns had ignited fascination. Museums competed for prestige. Ancient Egypt became a proving ground for imperial ambition. Belzoni was not a scholar. He was a former circus strongman, over 6 feet tall, immensely powerful, brilliant with mechanics. When he arrived in Egypt in 1815, he brought ingenuity, brute strength, and a relentless will. At Thebes, or modern Luxor, he encountered a colossal fallen statue of Ramses II. Oh, the head alone weighed more than 7 tons. Locals called it the Younger Memnon, believing it connected to the singing colossi nearby. Belzoni, however, saw something else. He saw destiny. For weeks, Egyptian laborers that he hired strained at their ropes. Wooden rollers splintered, sand swallowed progress as fast as it was made. Belzoni engineered levers, pulleys, and sledges, systems that he had borrowed from ancient methods mixed with modern muscle. And finally, the head moved. This was not quiet archaeology. It was spectacle. The desert echoed with shouting and strain as the face of a god emerged into sunlight for the first time in millennia. And this moment is where Shelley enters. Shelley never saw Egypt, but in 1818, news of Belzoni's success had reached Europe. The Colossus was on its way to Britain. A fragment of ancient authority, uprooted and recontextualized. Shelley's poem imagines the ruins abandoned. "My name is Ozymandias, king of kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair." Yet nothing remains. No works, no empire, only sand. The irony is devastating. A ruler who believed his power was eternal survives only as a broken monument, now claimed by another empire that also believed itself permanent. In 1817, Belzoni arrived in London with the head of Ramses II. Crowds gathered. The British Museum proudly took possession. The statue was installed not as a warning, but as a triumph. And this is where history grows uncomfortable. Because Belzoni did not steal alone. He operated with colonial permission, with imperial backing, with the full confidence that ancient Egypt was a resource to be extracted. But he was also meticulous. He documented sites. He preserved what he could. He genuinely admired the civilization that he disturbed. So, what do we do with him? History rarely offers uncomplicated heroes. Belzoni was both a preserver and a violator, a bridge between curiosity and conquest. Without him, much would have been lost, but because of him, much was displaced. And that tension, that contradiction, is the true heart of Ozymandias. Not just that power fades, but that every age believes it is different, that every empire thinks that they will be the exception. Today, the head of Ramses II sits safely indoors, admired by millions, but it is also far from home, from the Nile, far from the temple axis, far from the land that shaped its meaning. Standing before it, you're not just looking at ancient Egypt, you're looking at 19th century ambition, at poetry turned prophecy, at the quiet arrogance of assuming we are immune to time. Shelley understood something profound. Ruins don't just belong to the past. They belong to the future, too. Every civilization leaves behind fragments. The question is not whether our monuments will fall, but who will stand among them, and what story will they tell? Hey, thank you for spending a moment wondering with me. If you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, and share. It helps to grow my channel. I'm Rick Long, and I'm still wondering. I hope you are too.